Okay, this is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out, joined by Mauricio Sulaiman here. Massive fight week in Las Vegas. How are you? Good to speak to you.
I'm doing very well. I'm very happy and very excited. It's good to be back 2 years without fights due to the pandemic in these great anniversaries. It's going to be a sensational week of boxing.
I'm going to get straight into a difficult question. How big a fight is this in comparison to all the fights you've put on in Vegas, in England, everywhere? Where does this fight rank, the trilogy between Canelo and Golovkin?
It's as big as it gets. I mean, it's right on top of the level of the A-list of fights of history. They have given us 24 great rounds, very close rounds, great action-packed rounds, one draw, one split decision, and now it's time to prove who is the best between them two. There's a lot of animosity, a lot of bad blood, a lot of excitement going on, and this will prove that whoever wins this fight erases the past and now will be the king and will run with the legacy of having been the best of them two.
How real, how genuine is what you've just called bad blood?
Absolute real. I have seen them throughout the process and it has been building up. They do respect each other, and when the fight is over they recognize each other, but they don't like each other. They have said it all along. They have shown it, and especially when this promotion began, they made it clear that this is it, and they don't like each other as a person. We'll see what happens in the ring.
Yeah, it makes it big, the fact that it's for a super middleweight undisputed status as well.
Yes, but this is boxing. I'm sure when the fight is over Saturday night, we will have the fans from around the world with a big smile, with great memories of what we have just witnessed.
Okay, what's the thought process behind the belt? You've created the belt created for this event, the multicolored belt. Why did you decide to put this on the line?
Well, this is a special trophy. It is a commemorative belt that has been produced by the Oaxaca culture. And it's a gift that Mexico and the WBC gives to the world. It's a special trophy for the winner to commemorate the fights in May 5th and September 16th. We have done this for 7 years, and it is a beautiful art piece, invaluable. It has the heart of the artisans. More than a month of 8 people painting and working on this handcraft, and it's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty.
Now, after the second fight, and of course after the first as well, there was a lot of controversy around whether the decision was correct.
Could you please repeat? I'm sorry.
After the first and second fight, there was a lot of controversy on whether the scorecards were correct, especially the first fight, but of course in the second as well. What can be done in the build-up to this third fight to make sure the majority of people believe that the decision is correct?
Well, boxing is subjective, and when you have the officials, I believe they have a good set of officials for this fight, but it's the way they analyze and they score each round. Hopefully there will be no controversy. Hopefully everything go smoothly, and the winner will be completely recognized as the winner worldwide.
Yeah, hopefully. How much bias do you think there is towards Canelo, being as that he's the big star that he is globally and of course in Mexico as well?
From the officials?
Anyone, just people in boxing?
No, officials are professionals. They don't have a favorite. They have to see and score what they see. There's a lot of fans that will favor Canelo because of the holiday, because of Las Vegas, but there's also a good following on Triple G. I believe it's going to be a sensational match, a close fight, but also a close in regards to the fans. Canelo does have an advantage, but Triple G has a good following.
A lot of people have said that going into this trilogy fight, Golovkin is now older than he was, of course, but is now not in the prime of his life and doesn't have what it takes to beat Canelo. What is it that you believe Golovkin has left to make this the biggest fight yet?
Well, I saw his fight in Japan against Murata. He looked great. He looked powerful, precise, with speed. And it was just a very good outing that he had. And Canelo is coming from a difficult loss. Even though he went up in weight, it was a loss. So it's a complicated. We'll see what the mental state is for each, the strategy and the performance. So it's a great fight.
Now, how important is it, just to end off on this, judges, scorecards, etc.? How important is it that the decision of this fight is better than the first two? How important is it when people look back on the trilogy, they say the third fight, they had the best judge in there, obviously. The first fight, it happened, you can move on and you can learn from it. But how important is it that this weekend on Saturday night, the correct decision's made?
I would not focus on the scoring or anything. Whatever happens in the ring is going to be special. So I think more than thinking on the judges or the score or the performance of the officials, let's concentrate on the performance of the fighters, the excitement of what he's going through, and the great fight that it's going to be. So instead of speculating, instead of thinking of a negative with prejudice, let's think in a positive. It's going to be a great fight. The world is coming together to see two fighters in the ring, and it's just going to be sensational.
Where does this rank amongst the trilogies that you've been involved with over time?
Well, there's been great trilogies. Ali Frazier, Marquez, Pacquiao, there was 4 fights. Of course, Eric Morales, Barrera, Mickey Ward against Gatti. This is a trilogy. But the level, Canelo Triple E are at the highest level of excellence in boxing. So this is a top fight because of the quality of both of them.
Definitely, and obviously WBC heavyweight champion at the moment is Tyson Fury, and he's called out Anthony Joshua over the last week. There's been backs and forth and terms agreed now. From obviously your perspective, your standpoint as the president of the WBC, what have you heard about that fight? How close is it?
Well, it seems to be close. I've been following the news just like you, and it seems it's very doable. It would be a sensational fight to close out the year, which has been a historic year, and we're all waiting for the good news.
When will you get involved in this process, being as that, of course, Tyson Fury will be defending the WBC belt?
This is a matter of the promoters. Tyson Fury is free right now to do any voluntary defense. He did the mandatory in April. At this moment, we will just get the notification from the promoter that it's done, and then we sanction the fight.
Well, yeah, we saw you earlier on in the year in Wembley for Tyson Fury's mega fight against Dillian Whyte. We hope to see you at the end of the year back in England. How likely would you say that fight is from your experience in boxing, Mauricio?
Huge. I believe it has great potential to be made. If it happens, it's going to be one of the biggest events in the history of boxing. Not only England, not only heavyweights, but overall, because of the elements that it brings. It brings the greatest fans that are from the UK. It brings a so emotional moment that the UK is going through after the passing away of Queen Elizabeth II. It brings 2 huge men, very popular, with the social media that they carry around, the way boxing is being showcased all around. It's sensational. It's big, as big as can get.
Well, hopefully we can do an interview towards the end of the year, and it's in the UK, and it's for Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Of course, all eyes on this weekend, though. A massive trilogy fight, Triple G, Canelo. It's going to be sensational. Thanks for speaking to me, Mauricio.
We have a WBC convention coming up. Maybe Sean Porter Crawford, Inoue fighting in Japan, Chocolatito Estrada 3. I mean, there's many great things coming up, and this will be a great closing of the year. And I'm very, very happy to be in your program. Very, very thankful.
Thank you. Thanks so much.